Hey, Alexandra.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
It's great to talk to you today. Now, your latest movie, Suze, is the sweetest movie that I've seen in a long time. What was it about the script that most attracted you?
I feel like it's the most grounded script I've read in a really long time. It's so rooted in character and so rooted in the hearts of these two people who are very much lacking something in their lives and find it in each other. And it's such an odd pairing, like a mother and her daughter's ex-boyfriend. Like you'd never really expect that. And I think Dane and Lindsay did such a good job capturing that and capturing that time in life where you kind of don't know where to go and you really need someone. I remember reading the script on a flight and I just was like laughing out loud, but also it was so sentimental and beautiful that I was like, oh, I gotta be part of this. So I was so happy when they cast me.
Your character, Brooke, is so obnoxious, but I think she has a valid reason for being that way. At least that's how I saw it. How did you view her in order to play her?
Well, I remember having a meeting with Dane and Lindsay, and we talked about this because they were like, we know we've written her in a way that could be very surface and very obnoxious, is a great word for it. But we do want her to be layered and we want her to, like, there is a reason that she's acting the way she is. So we talked a lot about it, and I understand her very well. I mean, she has all this pressure on her from both her boyfriend and her mom to be a certain way, and they both rely on her for their happiness. And I think that's a lot of pressure to put on a 17-year-old girl. And so it makes total sense to me that she would want to get away and that she would want to like kind of start her life as just her and kind of like be responsible for herself and like not have all these other ties. Um, and so I think her actions and her behaviors stem from a place of resentment and also fear of ending up the way that her mom has. So I actually find Brooke to be a really strong character, like just a very strong individual. And I think she's really cool. And I'm lucky I got to play her.
Yeah, I think she's going to be okay.
Absolutely.
Now, did your lines ever make you and Michaela, who plays your mom, laugh? I mean, Brooke gets away with so much that it's actually kind of funny.
Michaela's such a professional that like she just doesn't break. And I wish I could say that I don't either, but I do. She's also just the funniest human being, and her delivery is ridiculously perfect. Like it's just dry humor. It's fantastic. Um, I remember we were doing scenes in the car and we cracked up all day, and that was really fun. But yeah, a lot of the comedy in this is so subtle and understated in performance, but gets a really big laugh from whoever's watching it, which is a lot of fun. And I haven't seen it in theaters yet. I haven't gotten to see it with an audience. I only saw it with Dane and Lindsay and our producer. And I remember they said to me that was the most enjoyable watch we've ever had because your reactions were hysterical. And I was like, sweet.
Now, Gage is so sweet. What was it like working with Charlie as Gage? Was it hard to look into his sweet, innocent face and be mean to him?
Yes. Charlie actually is a friend of mine who I met 5 years ago. And so when I found out that he was going to be working on this movie, I was like super excited. He, I don't think there could have been a different person to play this role. Like, I really do think he brings such a softness and sweetness and innocence, but also like just lovable idiot vibe. And I felt like he really knocked it out of the park with this one. And obviously, like knowing him beforehand, it was like so nice to have like a previously established friendship going into this. But yeah, I think he was the most incredible scene partner ever. He's always up for anything. He always wants to collaborate. He always wants to like put something new in the scene. He always brings something new to the table, and that's really exciting to work opposite of because I feel like he made me a better performer in so many ways. So did Michaela. Both of them really. I find both of them are just working with them was like a masterclass in performance.
How did you know him before? Had you worked together?
No, I actually met him on the audition circuit in LA when I went to LA for pilot season for the first time. I think I was like 19. But we met, he took me on a hike. It was great. And he showed me around LA. It was really awesome. And we just stayed in touch since then.
Was the entire movie filmed in Hamilton, or did you also film in Montreal?
I only filmed in Hamilton. I don't know if they ended up going to Montreal or not, but I love Hamilton, so I was happy as can be. I think it's really beautiful there.
I've been a fan since Degrassi. I wonder, do people recognize you from that, or do more people recognize you now for Ginny and Georgia?
Um, I feel like you never know. Like when someone comes up to you, like I usually think it's gonna be Ginny and Georgia, but there are a lot of people who still know me from Degrassi. But I would say Ginny and Georgia's kind of the one that I get the most recognition for. Um, but a lot of the time it's just people being like, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, "No." And then they put it together, which is fun.
I want to thank you so much for talking to me today about Suze. Just a
Thank
wonderful,
you.
wonderful film. I'm so
Thank you
proud
so
that it's
much.
Canadian.
I know, I love that. And I feel like a lot of Canadian films, like you can kind of tell they're Canadian. I don't really like get that vibe from this one. Like I feel like it really holds its own in the market and I think people are really gonna love
I totally agree with you.
it. Well, thank you so much for having me. That's very sweet.
Thanks for watching. If you're new here or if you're returning but you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, tap it now, plus the notification bell in the top right-hand corner so you don't miss out on any new celebrity interviews. Also, hit the like button and tell me below in the comments, what are your favorite shows or movies? Who are your favorite stars? I can't promise anything, but I'll keep them in mind for future interviews.